Powerboat P1 World Championship returns to San Benedetto del Tronto on Italy's east coast for rounds 5 and 6 of the 2009 season. It's one of the fastest growing resorts in the region, and it's set to get even faster when the powerboats come to town. Despite its popularity, San Benedetto del Tronto has maintained largely unspoilt and scenic countryside, from its mountain range to its national parks and coastline, which will host this weekend's racing.
There are two classes of boat that compete in the P1 Championship. The Supersport class use production hulls with very little modifications allowed. They can use petrol or diesel engines, but they have to be standard and untuned. All of the Supersport boats have to be open-topped and the crew are not strapped in. There is a power-to-weight ratio of 1 horsepower to 4.5 kilos, and most importantly, a maximum speed of 85 miles an hour. This is enforced by the use of data loggers, and time penalties are given for exceeding the limit. The Evolution class are thoroughbred racing machines between 36 and 43 feet in length. These are the fastest boats in the championship and are often specially built to the P1 rulebook. There's no speed limit for them, but to equalise the performance, there's a power-to-weight ratio of 1 horsepower to 3.5 kilograms. Engines are petrol or diesel. All Evolution boats must have a fully enclosed cockpit and a minimum post-race weight. Last time out, Istanbul hosted its first ever P1 Grand Prix of the Sea with individual races for each class. The Supersport boats were first out onto the Bosphorus with a neck-and-neck challenge for the lead between SW1 Capital and Seagull Chaldron. The defending class champions dropped to second place until the leaders SW1 Capital retired with a broken drive shaft. They had to fly in parts and work overnight in order to race the next day. Seagull Chaldron took back the lead, but then came under pressure from the all-girl crew of Ico Casa, who were pushing hard in the latter stages of the race. Angelo Tedeschi and Aaron Chanta took the checkered flag, but not the victory. A penalty dropped them to second, and Ico Casa made history by taking the first ever all-girl P1 win. Race 2, and it was another close start, with Bayer Attalini taking the initial lead from Seagull Chaldron and Ico Casa. SW1 Capital, fully repaired, quickly made their way past the others to take the lead. The battle then was for second place between Seagull Chaldron and Bayer Attalini and Ico Casa. But no one could catch Team 26. Daniel Cranborn and Kim Collins made up for all the disappointment of Race 1 with a win, while Seagull Chaldron came home second. Seagull Chaldron lead the Supersport points after 4 races, but it's only a small lead over Bayer Attalini. Ico Casa are third, then Mass Force. Shelley Jory and Audrey-Anne Chanta of Ico Casa made more history by winning overall in the Turkish Grand Prix of the Sea.
Absolutely brilliant. Probably the best, one of the best, if not the best weekend I've ever had in my racing career of 13 years now. So yeah, absolutely fantastic.
It was a fast start for the Evolution class. Lucas Oil Outer Limits were quickly making the running, followed by Furnibo, which is making its P1 debut. The chief engines kept on pushing the 77 boat ahead, but the Fountain was staying close and keeping the pressure on. Cigarette Smash Poker were third, but the wrong setup prevented them from moving up the order, while Snav OSG hit problems and had to retire. It was a perfect run for Lucas Oil Outer Limits, and they breezed to the victory. Race 2 and Furnibo were running strong again, but it was Cigarette Smash Poker that were leading, having changed the setup again, and it was the right one this time. Lucas Oil Outer Limits fought off Furnibo for second. There was disappointment, though, for Cranefields Wine and Lucas Oil Outer Limits, who both hit problems. No dramas for Luca Famigli-Fendi and Matteo Nicolini. In the Cigarette, it was full throttle to the finish line. Cigarette Smash Poker were the third and the first, won the weekend overall. But the Evolution points table held a surprise. Silverline, who've been struggling to find real pace, are the leaders by 28 points. Silverline have finished every race and reliability is trumping outright speed.
It's a nice way to be halfway through the season, I must admit. And I'm looking forward more to how we can improve our performance this weekend and the following weekend.
The battle for Supersport's victory steps up a gear for the Italians here, all wanting to put on a good show and win at home.
So the pressure is going up and up, the competition is very tough, but it gets us more excited and more concentrated. We would really want to do a lot of points here in San Benedetto. It's a very important race, maybe the most important of the season. If we do well here, it's a good step.
At the last round in Turkey, there was a new experience for Roy Capasso as he stepped up from his usual role as navigator to drive by Attalini for the first time in a race.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I was surprised because I always was on board, but first time driving it, and I already drive during just some tests, but during the race is completely different. The adrenaline goes up. Very nice.
There were familiar faces returning to the race this weekend. Martin Lai in Phoenix 8 couldn't resist coming back to P1.
Well, I've been hiding for the last few months. I thought I missed the sport too much. Now I have to come back. I think the Italian race, I thought that's a good race for me to come back. Especially go along with the P1.
And for the Italian round, offshore Ranna's team are back as a wild card with Saho. It's a short stone's throw away from the tri-pits to Marco Panisi's Metamarine boatyard, and he again is delighted that P1's back in San Benedetto. His boatyard is a very busy one, employing 40 people, and it's here that he builds and maintains his own race boats. And it is, of course, a pleasure to be racing at home, but that does bring with it the stress of doing well. Marco says it's great being able to race at home with all his friends and family around, but it does bring that added pressure to do well in the race. Back this weekend, Giancarlo Cangiano pairs again with Giovanni Carpitella in Snav OSG.
We have a good expectation for this race. Obviously, we know to be probably one of the best teams. So we must demonstrate, we must show to everyone the real power of OSG.
There's a change in the lineup also of Cranfield's Wine with Siggy Grief bringing in Mark Nyman.
I had a small operation in the left arm and I'm still not in a condition. The doctor said you may not run. I would do so, but I cannot if I follow my doctor's advice. And so Mark is driving today. Gino's again back in his old position, and I'm sure they will do it this weekend.
Two boats hit problems in testing and won't be running in Powerboat. Furnibo have to replace an engine which won't arrive until Saturday morning. And Lucas Oil Outer Limits have a problem with an ECU unit and will have to wait for a new one to arrive from America. After testing on Friday, the first challenge of the Italian Grand Prix of the Sea was Power Pole. Each boat has one full lap of the course. The fastest boat in each class gets to pick where they want to be on the start lineup. Delighted to take the Supersport Power Pole in their native Italy was Bayer Attalini. Their Donzi recorded 3 minutes 14, and this crew are again a real favourite for a win here this weekend if they can get a good start. They've a boat and engine package that works well, and the crew are very experienced. Bayer Attalini get first pick of where they want to line up for the start of the sprint race. Only a few seconds separate the top three before the gap extends a little more.
Yesterday we tested new props, just arrived from USA, and they are perfect. We think that we can do a very nice race tomorrow morning, and we hope to win.
The Evolution boats are much faster and don't have to stick to a speed limit. They use the same course for Power Pole. San Benedetto Del Tronto's own racer Marco Panisi in Metamarine Pignolo 53 set the fastest time. Marco's partnered this weekend by Luca Niccolini, the brother of Matteo in Cigarette Smash Poker. And it couldn't have been a better start to the weekend for Marco and his diesel-powered Metamarine, but there are several others that will be hard to match in the race. Absolutely delighted that in front of his hometown and crowd, he managed to take power pole. Great start to the weekend.
La barca va anche bene su condizioni come queste, che è di mare piatto.
Join us after the break for round 5 of the Powerboat P1 World Championship from San Benedetto del Tronto in Italy. Welcome back to Italy for the Powerboat P1 World Championship. As you would expect, a port like this attracts both fishing and pleasure boats. But now it's the turn of the powerboats.
A combined sprint race for both classes as they make their way out of the harbour for the start of the first race in Italy. And the sea, for the 5th time this year, is very smooth, so speeds will be high. The course runs close to the fabulous beaches of San Benedetto, and it's a start lap plus 7 laps for the Supersport boats and 1 more for the Evolutions. Martin Sanborn is your commentator.
Thank you, Chris, and welcome to round number 5 here in San Benedetto del Tronto. Just like in Malta, the Supersport and the Evolution boats will both be on the racecourse at the same time for this sprint race, which is going to make it challenging as they all converge on the first turn. And we have a green flag. We are underway for round number 5, the sprint race. On the outside are the Supersport boats. On the inside are the Evolutions. That was onboard Eco Casa with Shelley Jory and Adrian Chantar as they were talking about Team Saho, and we look at our leaders. Silverline jumped to an early lead, but coming up really hard on the outside is Team Metamarine Pignolo 53, and they jump ahead of Silverline. We're on board Snav OSG with Giovanni Carpatella and Giancarlo Cangiano as they come across from the outside as all of the boats converge on the first turn. Metamarine Pignolo 53's in the lead, but coming across from the outside, Cigarette Smash Poker and Lucas Oil Outer Limits along with Cranefields Wine as they cut off this boat. This is your points leader, Silverline, with Jan Fakowski and Drew Langdon as they watch the fleet drive by, heading towards turn number 1, but moving out into the lead. Cigarette Smash Poker as they drive by Metamarine Pignolo 53, heading towards the first turn. Cigarette Smash Poker is going to get there first, but coming hard on the outside, Snav OSG with Giovanni Carpatella and Giancarlo Cangiano as they make their way around on the outside, trying to run down Cigarette Smash Poker. This is on board Metamarine as they just absolutely get as close as they can to the turn. And a look at this battle we have side by side right now with Cigarette Smash Poker and Snav OSG. This is back on board Metamarine Pignolo 53 with Marco Panesi and Luca Nicolini as we go back to our battle for the lead, and they are coming side by side. You couldn't even put a boat between the two of them. Snav OSG and Cigarette Smash Poker almost come together. The wake is what's keeping them apart. You couldn't put a boat between them as Cigarette Smash Poker has half a boat length right now on Snav OSG. Snav OSG decides to go to the inside. They go right through the rooster tail of Cigarette Smash Poker. Snav OSG, they're now on the inside. Cigarette Smash Poker on the outside, and now Snav OSG decides they want to go to the outside as they head towards the next turn. Cigarette Smash Poker is going to get there first. Snav OSG looks like they're going to try to dive in behind on the outside as they come right up to the wake. Cigarette Smash Poker picks a beautiful line Snav OSG spins out. They get caught over the top of the wake and they spin out and stick it in backwards. Coming up right behind them, Metamarine Pignolo 53. Snav OSG is right back up on plane again, but that cost them some position. They are now back in third place.
Watch the speed. Okay, I like the door.
This is onboard Eco Casa.
Aaron needs to give me space. He needs to give me space. Aaron! I can't go over you! Come on to me, come on to me, come on to me, close to me, close to me. Yes, okay.
Eco Casa is side by side with Seagull Shadran, the two Shadrans running deck to deck, battling for the lead in Supersport. Seagull Shadran has the inside, but Eco Casa on the outside.
No close, not too much. Okay? Yeah. Careful. Okay? Yeah. I'm full. Go. This side. Okay, I got it. We're okay? Yeah, we're good. Oh, okay. This side. Okay? Yeah, we got it. Close, Jenny. I'm trying. Okay? Yeah, we're good. Close.
A lot of active conversation on board our leaders in Supersport as we head back to our battle for the lead in Evolution. Continuing to dominate right now, Cigarette Smash Poker, and Pignolo 53 Metamarine continues to hold on to second place after Snav OSG spun out. And we have a problem on the big Sergio boat. Alfredo Nunzio and Alfredo Amato, they've got a mechanical problem as they both take off their helmets, crawl back to the engine compartment, and see if there's something they can do. In Supersport as the engine hatch comes up on big Sergio. Let's take a look at that spin out one more time with Snav OSG. They get caught up on top of the wake. The boat spins around and sticks in backwards, but they're able to carry some momentum and get right back up on plane again. As we take a look one more time, up over the top of the wake, the boat goes over on its nose. Here is our leader, Cigarette Smash Poker. This boat is running so well, out in the lead. Luca Fendi and Matteo Nicolini, as they carve a beautiful line, carrying all kinds of speed, running in second place, Metamarine Pignolo 53, followed by Snav OSG. Metamarine Pignolo 53, this boat built right here in San Benedetto del Tronto. Marco Panesi, big-time hometown favorite, is coming around hard on the outside. Snav OSG, they recovered perfectly after their spin-out, and they're trying to get around the big Metamarine. The huge wake that boat casts, you don't want to get stuck in it as Snav OSG drives around them on the outside, showing all that boat speed in the Mercury-powered Snav OSG. The diesel-powered Metamarine drops back a boat length. Now, the Metamarine was actually the fastest boat in Power Pole, but they now drop back to third place behind Snav OSG. Let's take a rundown on our leaders. Cigarette Smash Poker in the lead. Second place, Snav OSG just to the outside of Pignolo 53 Metamarine. Then Cranefields Wine, followed by Lucas Oil, and then Team Silverline back in the sixth position. On board Metamarine Pignolo 53, Marco Panesi and Luca Nicolini, as we go back to our battle in Supersport. And Seagull Shadran has moved into the lead ahead of Baia Attolini, and now back in third place is Eco Casa, followed by SW1 Capital. As we go back to Silverline, this boat recently converted over from the Supersport category into Evolution, have not been able to find the speed, but nevertheless they are the points leaders overall in the Evolution class. That is Jan Fikowski and Drew Langdon, as they are just managing to stay ahead of the leader in Supersport. This is the Ilmor-powered Seagull Shadran Spirit of the Ukraine with Angelo Tedeschi and Aaron Chantar, followed by Baia Attolini. Oh, SW1 Capital spins the boat out. Nice recovery. They kept the boat from going all the way around as they got caught up on the wake trying to get around Eco Casa. They spun the boat out, but a nice recovery for SW1 Capital. As we go back to our third place boat, this is Eco Casa with Adrian Chantar and Shelley Jory. Let's run down our leaders one more time in Supersport. Seagull Shadran in first place, second place Baya Atalini, followed by Eco Casa, and then SW1 Capital. Team Eco Casa holding on to third position. SW1 Capital, nice recovery after that spin out. They still hold on to fifth. But Team Saho got ahead of them. As we look at Blue Shaft, this is the diesel-powered boat. The boat getting a little bit of porpoise as it makes its way around the race course. This is our leader, Seagull Shadran, the Spirit of Ukraine. The Ilmor-powered Shadran, these are the defending world champions. Back to our leader in Evolution, Cigarette Smash Poker. As they're on the south end of the race course, second place.